Okay, friends, we are going to be doing 1-point perspective tree houses. What we're going to do first is draw the shapes. All right. Now I'm going to start with a square for the front part of the first shape in my tree house. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to have my paper the tall way, but if you want it to go the other direction, that is up to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to try to keep my lines kind of straight as best I can. So I need to slow down. I'm going to come in the middle. I'm going to start by doing a horizontal line. Then I'm going to do the side lines, try to keep them as straight as I can. And then another one that meets across. So I have that square. We are also going to make sure now, because we're going to start to draw the side lines from our corners, the edges of our shape. Remember, artists draw the edges of their shape to make them look 3D. That's one of the ways that we make things look three-dimensional. And how they do that is a technique called 1-point perspective. So we have to put our point in our paper that all our lines are drawn to. It's going to be in your upper corner. You pick which one, and you're going to draw a nice sized dot. That's called your vanishing point in your 1-point perspective. You always start with the corner that is closest to the vanishing point. So it's going to be one of the upper corners in this case, and it's going to be the one that's on the same side of the vanishing point. So I picked the left-hand side of my paper, so my left-hand corner is the closest. I'm going to take my ruler, and I need to make sure that it is going through both the vanishing point and my dot. Some of these rulers like this are going to have a rounded edge and a flat edge. What side do you think you should use when you're trying to get a straight edge? The rounded edge, should that be flat against the paper, or the flat side? If you said the flat side, you got it right. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this ruler because it's a little easier to see in the video. What we need to do is line the ruler up to the vanishing point and the corner of our square. So I'm going to make sure this edge, this very top edge of my ruler, slices through both the corner and the vanishing point. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to line it up so that the corner touches the edge and the vanishing point. Perfect. Now what if you have this? This is not touching the vanishing point. So what you have to do is hold it down near the bottom and twist near the top, and just then double check. Okay, good. It's on that corner and the vanishing point. Now the next line we want to draw lightly because you may have to erase it later. You also do not need to draw all the way to the vanishing point, just a little bit. So I'm going to come up about an inch or two, just like that. Now I'm going to go to the next corner at the top. This one is also going to head to the vanishing point. And you want to try to keep it the same length as this one. So I'm going to take it. I like to use the bottom edge this time because if I use the top edge, I will not be able to see what I did last time. So I'll use the bottom edge this time. It lines up with the corner and it's lining up with the vanishing point. Perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and draw that. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to draw our back line. Now a lot of people think when they're drawing their back line they need to connect the very end lines. And what they'll do is they'll take their ruler and they'll just line it up and then they'll draw the back. But that's incorrect. You don't want to do that. And the reason why is then your line will not be parallel to the front line. This front top part needs to match whatever you do in the back. So I'm going to take my ruler, and when you're drawing your back line, you need your ruler, and I want to make sure that my camera's straight so this makes sense here, is straight horizontally across your paper. It doesn't matter how low you get. I could draw my line from here. I could draw my line from up here. It does not matter because you can always erase the extra. So I'm going to go about right here. Is my ruler straight? Yes. If it's like this, that's wrong. It has to be straight across, no angles. I'm going to take it, draw my line, pull my rule up, and look, I have all this extra here. With your eraser, you are going to actually go in and erase all that, okay? Just those two bits that are hanging over. Now I'm going to go to the lower corner. Same thing. Go to that corner, line it up with the vanishing point, and I'm going to draw about just as long as these ones were. It's okay to go a little longer. Now this time, this line needs to be parallel with this edge. So it's not going to go horizontal, it would be vertical. So you're going to take your ruler and find where that corner ended on this shape. Line it up, make sure it's straight up and down. That's not right, that's not right, even that's not right. Straight up and down, and draw, and there you go. You should have all these pieces erased. So I'm going to highlight with red so you can see. So that on yours would be erased, that, and that if you had any extra parts. And what you should end up having is a cube like this. Okay, I have my first cube. Now I'm going to do another one. This one is going to make it look like this one's on top. So I'm going to come in the middle and do a line that comes down. Then I'm going to do a line that comes across like this. I'm going to do a line about in the middle of the bottom edge of this box that comes out, and I want this to stop where this one stops, so that now I can come down and those two can meet. Now I'm not going to draw anything from this corner, friends, because this box is covering that area up, so we're going to skip that. But we're going to go to the closest, I got to throw that vanishing point back in there, the closest corner to that vanishing point, and I'm going to take my ruler, line it up. Is it going through the point and the corner? Yup. It's up to you how far back that goes. Now, as you get closer to the edge of the paper that your vanishing point's on, you're going to have some lines that almost look like they're straight up and down. And you may not see much of the edge of the box from this angle. So same thing in this lower corner. Line it up. Okay. I'm going to do my back line for the top here. Remember, the ruler needs to be straight, horizontal. It's going to stop once it touches that front box. Okay. Actually, mine would have to go in more. I never got to erase that. And then same thing here. Line it up. This should be vertical. The ruler should be straight up and down. Alrighty, and now we're going to do one here. This one's going to come up. Have a line that comes across. Come down. Line that comes across, try to keep it as wide as the top one, and then it's going to come back up. All right, we're going to start with the closest corner. Which one would it be, this one or this one? If you said this one, you got it right. Line it up to the vanishing point. Now do the same thing here. Okay, try to keep them similar in length. Go to that third one. Now this one's actually going to stop once it touches this front box. Okay, I'm going to do the top first. Make sure that ruler is straight across, horizontal, okay? And then this one up and down, vertical, should match this, be parallel to this corner, so it should be straight up and down. Okay, alrighty, so all these little pieces I have, you would be able to erase. So that's how you do your box, friends.